Yo, okay, so inconvenient Rob again. Hope you can read my writing. Dad was a doctor. Excuse. Anyway, okay, so this installment is entitled. Let me zoom out. Well, let me move myself back. This installment's entitled Cereal Box Wisdom. And it's something I find amusing. Now, I was looking for a cereal box to use, but unfortunately I don't eat cereal. I think the cereal I have is probably past its sell-by date, so that wasn't going to work for me. Anyway, the concept is this, and I hope I'm not plagiarizing. If I am, please let me know. The concept is the following. Cereal box wisdom is simply useless comments that people make generally about other people's personal issues. Best examples are always on Facebook. Say you make a comment, you're in a relationship, don't know what's going wrong, what would someone do in this situation, and then you look at the responses, and they are absolute tripe. Just rubbish. It's the same regurgitated, repetitive, so to say, crap that you'll pretty much find anywhere. And yet somehow people feel the need to share this unoriginal information. The world makes sense yet again. So I call it cereal box wisdom because it's the type of ubiquitous, common day stuff that you would find on the back of a cereal box or the back of a sweet paper or in a horoscope. I don't know, whatever it is, something that you've read and general populace has read, and yet of course it'll be paraphrased in some formal way, etc., but the message is always the same most of the time. It's actually, it actually kind of depresses me just to think about what people say. So I bring it up because if you can get yourself out of the habit of using cereal box wisdom and actually giving advice that is valuable and pertinent and meaningful, then you should do that. Don't just recite what everyone else has said. That doesn't make you deep. That doesn't make you insightful. It just makes you a sheep. And I will also say this, sometimes cereal box wisdom is exactly what people are going to want to hear. But from my experience, depending on how you present it, it's a lot more beneficial if you can actually say something that is meaningful. And thanks for that. And when I say meaningful, I mean the type of stuff that will actually benefit people, but again, you have to be very careful with what that is, how you word it, etc. I'm going to be talking about techniques later on, things such as reflective listening and the likes, and that'll help. But remember, that's also face to face. As far as social networking sites are concerned, well, try and come up with something different. Try and not say what everyone else is saying. If you say what everyone else says, then what does that say about you? Why are you saying it in the first place? And of course, another thing to mention is the fact that when people ask what are oftentimes ridiculous questions, generally concerning relationships, they're mostly rhetorical. They actually don't really want advice. Advice is a bad thing most of the time, unless it is solicited, unless it is wanted. Then it's a good thing. So it's kept bugging me. Come, dear, I bet you can mess up my hair. No, it's not working. It's not working. So yeah, okay. So try to shy away from cereal box wisdom. Do your best to shy away from it. Don't use cliches. Don't use anything unless you have worked out that that's what they want to hear. General rule of thumb: just keep quiet. Don't give advice. If you're going to give advice, make sure it's meaningful advice. What that is for you to work out. As I said, I'll try and educate people as best I can without sounding arrogant and pompous. But yeah, ultimately, if you find yourself saying something you've already heard before, or if you find people, learn to understand when comments are rhetorical and when they don't require you to actually give advice, they more require you to affirm what the person already believes or say something simple to make them feel better. So just don't give advice. Again, shut up. And it's alien. It's an alien concept. It took me years to get there, and particularly when you festering, just overwhelmed by this emotion. It's like, I have to say something, I have to say something. But if the person to whom you're talking is not going to be responsive, then just say nothing and just tell them what they want to hear. Do not use cereal box wisdom. Pretty much ever. Okay? Life would be a lot simpler if people could just do this the whole time. Hey, I'd love to do it. Well, actually I wouldn't, because then that wouldn't make me think the way I do. And obviously based on my perspective, I kind of think what I think is right. But it really would make things a lot easier because everybody could just say the same crap over and over and over again and they get positive results. Fortunately, life doesn't work like that. You have to put effort into what you're saying. So when you are confronted with a scenario whereby you can use cereal box wisdom, regurgitated, societal, indoctrinated rubbish, shut up or think of something different to say. Just reflect. Just think. Just think. Just think. You have a brain. Use it. Again, inconvenient, Rob. It's inconvenient because it's true. And because in this case, it requires something called effort. Over and out.